This is Houston. Say again, please.
Houston, we've had a problem.
Hey there folks, and welcome to my Friday rambling for this week. I'm not sure how long this rambling will go on for. Depends how much I want to moan, I suppose. I wanted to talk this week about leaking information from game companies, console makers, game makers, anyone really, in the light of the PS4 Slim getting leaked this week. I thought I would just do a vlog on it because it really, really irritates me. It irritates me for a number of reasons. The first reason is why someone feels the need to do these sorts of leaks in the first place. I mean, I guess if it's a news company or like IGN or whatever, I think even if they get leaked information, they're still pretty careful with it. But some aren't. Some will just come out and say, oh, we found out about the Slim, we found out about this. But you never seem to find IGN sort of digging for that sort of information. They'll report on it if someone like Kotaku has already found the information and sort of leaked it out there. So once the information's out there, IGN will mention it. But those sort of companies I kind of have a lot of respect for. And they have a lot of respect for the companies that actually make games, that make consoles, and they want to keep their relationships with them solid. Kotaku and people like that, obviously they are more news orientated so far as they're almost like a proper published sort of online newspaper type thing, if you like. So they're always digging for something that people don't know about yet. So you can kind of understand that. But by the same token, if you want to keep your relationships with the gaming industry intact, then I don't understand why you would annoy people by publishing stories about product that they're quite clearly waiting for an event to... I mean, Sony have already told everyone that on the 7th of September they're going to have an event to... Well, they haven't said what the event's for, but we're pretty sure it's going to be the launch of the Neo, the PlayStation Neo, which is the Uber PlayStation 4. It won't be called Neo, it'll be called Port 4.5 or something. But at the same time, they're quite clearly going to be announcing the PS4. Well, they're calling it the PS4 Slim, but from what I've seen online, it's not called the Slim, it's just the PS4, but it's a slimmer version. So that is how the PS4 will look from now on. And it's just another iteration. It's about the right time. Xbox have done it already with their Slim. But the only real... I was going to put some pictures up, but I because it annoys me so much, I'm not going to put some pictures up. If you want to go and see what it looks like, just Google it. You'll soon find it. And it looks pretty much like the current PS4. It's got slightly rounder edges. The big light's gone from the middle, and there's just a little pulsating small light on the front. And there's proper buttons on the front instead of the touch things. So nothing major. The controller has... The light bar underneath has always been a frustration for some people because they want to see what's happening with that colour, what colour player they are while they're playing, not have to tip it up. So the light actually glows through the touchpad at the top stretch of the touchpad, which is quite nice. So there's a new controller that's coming along with it, a new DualShock. So that looks quite nice. However, with all of that said, I would have been more than happy to see all of this at the actual event. I mean, it's only a couple of weeks away. I mean, I said at the beginning, I don't understand why people would do it. I do understand why people would want to leak the information to get views on their YouTube channel, or to sell a newspaper, or to be getting hits on their online newspaper, or all these sorts of things that will make money or whatever. So I kind of get that. But I don't agree with it, and I think it's wrong. And I don't think that we should be leaking stuff like this. I think we should wait for the proper announcements. I mean, you can be damn sure that the reason that Microsoft announced Project Scorpio at E3 was because it got leaked. Everybody knew about it already. So when he stood up and actually said, oh, you know what, yeah, we're going to release one next year that's Uber, it was because everyone already knew, because someone had leaked it. They probably weren't even going to mention it at E3, but they thought, well, it's out the bag now, so we might as well make a big deal of it. But I don't understand this. Well, I'm back to saying I don't understand. I do understand. I understand people's thirst for something new, people's thirst for feeding, being the first person to know about something, being the first person to play something on YouTube or show a video on YouTube. I get that, I do. Doesn't make it right, though. And for me, I could do without people like that and just, I'm... Having said all of that, I went and looked at the bloody video that was online just to see what all the fuss was about. So there was still up a video of a guy unboxing one, right? Now, this is a whole other thing, right? I can understand. This is the biggest one. This is the one that really, really riles me right up, people. It riles me right up. I'm going to tell you why. Got all Scottish there, didn't I? How in God's green fucking earth does somebody have one to unbox on fucking YouTube? I mean, it's one thing for somebody to spill the beans over a coffee by mistake in Starbucks, but it's quite another for Sony to actually have a product out there in the hands of someone like that that's going to put a video online. I mean, how in fuck does that happen? You've got the serial numbers of everything you've built. You know what factory they came from. You know where the sodding hell they've gone. So why in God's green earth is somebody out there unboxing it on YouTube? It's an absolute nonsense. Like, that's the thing that winds me right up. Get your shit together, everybody. You know what I mean? I mean, where on earth has somebody got one of them? Where have they got it? I mean, they couldn't have bought it from a shop, so they must either know somebody in a factory or know somebody in a game developer studio who's been given one as a development product or something, and they've got their hands on it that way. But as far as I know, the first one that went online was bought on eBay. Now, for some probably ridiculous amount of money. I mean, what a muppet for paying a massive amount of money for something that's going to be out in 2 weeks. And it's the same sodding thing. I could almost understand it if it was a bloody Neo. You pay some stupid amount of money for a PS4 that's already bloody out there just because it looks slimmer. Absolute madness. It winds me right up. It winds me up, people. It does. Fuck me. Seriously, how on earth can these people not know where their product is? I know they're a big company, but fucking hell, look. There has to be like a route all of your product takes. Any company knows that they don't just hand stuff out at the back door, go, oh, you're a game developer, here, you have that, here, yeah. They log everything that goes out. Any sensible company does this. And this isn't just Sony, this is everybody who's ever let someone get something months in advance. Oh, dear me. I mean, they should just tag everything, especially with games. Like, if you're going to give a game to... I understand why games go out early, because they tend to, if there's not some bloody thing in place where they're not allowed to play it until, the dawn of the thing, or the eve of the thing being released. Game companies tend to get copies dead early so that they can review them and then stick the review up the day before it comes out. Now, companies that aren't sure of their own game are tending not to do that now. They're tending to put an embargo on it and say if you do get a copy, you can't release your review until the day after, well, the day of launch, so that it doesn't affect the pre-orders and all that sort of stuff. And I can understand that. That's fine. But if you're going to hand out early copies of your game or early copies of your hardware, all you have to do is have some sort of tag on those particular copies. It's not fucking difficult. I'm a bloody programmer. If I was writing something and I wanted to tag a copy of it, I would just make another version that was tagged with, this is a demo and this has gone to blah. This is, it's not that hard to do. Like, I realise they've got a umpteen different places, but all you need is a little fucking database of all of the people you're supplying early copies to or early hardware to, and tag it all. And then you'll stamp it out. Because whoever does it, whoever gives somebody something to put online or sells it on eBay, can get told the fuck off the next time they're going to do something. And they won't ever, ever, ever get anything from them again. And that'll probably stamp it out happening. But I honestly don't understand how these companies... I mean, I read something online while I was reading about it, and it said Sony are very upset about the fact that somebody's leaked it. It's like, well, don't be upset. You should be embarrassed is what you should be, because you should know where your shit is. Do you know what I mean? It's like, don't get upset with other people. Know where your shit is, or tag it, or figure out how this shit happens, and don't let it happen. But it happens over and over again. It's not just Sony, it's everybody. Bloody hell. Winds me up. Winds me up! It's winding me up. It's a good job I've got me Miller here. Good grief. Anyway, we're only a week away from this so-called PlayStation meeting, I think they called it. So we'll get the official launch of it all then. But as I say, if you really want to say, I'm not gonna put the footage up for that. I could have put this guy's video up behind me talking, but I'm not going to do it. A, because it really pisses me off that this thing happens anyway, and I hate that people do it. And B, I don't know if I would get into trouble for it anyway, so I don't want to do that and get some, awful thing on my channel for being bad. And C, just because, all right? Because I'm just not gonna. So if you want to see what it looks like, then you can go and Google it. In fact, if you search YouTube, you'll find the guy's video. But yeah, I can live without it. I really can. And it just winds me right up. Having said all of that, now that I've seen it, I won't be buying one simply because I'm going to buy a Neo when a Neo comes out. Interestingly, they were, some article somewhere that I was reading was saying that they think they might actually have tweaked the spec of the Neo after they heard about what the spec of the Scorpio was going to be. Whether that's true or not, I've no idea, because they certainly not want to go a half a gen worth of sales being 2 whole teraflops behind the Xbox Scorpio, which is what it could be. However, having said that, the biggest reason, I've had this in my vlogs before, but the biggest reason both of these consoles are happening, in my opinion, this mid-life cycle thing, is because of virtual reality. It needs the extra power to run properly, and the Xbox One is going to be using the Oculus Rift, and the Oculus Rift is demanding that kind of power, and that's why they're pushing for the 6 teraflop Uber machine. For the Scorpio, I believe that the rumours about the Neo were that it was going to be 4 teraflops, and so, quite a significant chunk lower. But having said that, they're using their own virtual reality headset, so they'll know what its capabilities are, and it could be completely different to the Oculus Rift, so that might be plenty for them to do what they're doing. But it wouldn't surprise me if they have tweaked it slightly, just to Uber it up a bit. But look, the fact of the matter is, Sony have already kind of won the sales battle. Everybody knows that. It's too late for Microsoft to steal any of those people away. What they will get is people who have been playing on the PS4 suddenly getting very interested in a more Uber console that they might want to play the exclusives on that they haven't done before, or maybe some future games that they may be buying. So I don't think it will make a massive amount of difference to the existing PlayStation players so far as 2 teraflops goes, because I don't think you'd see those sort of differences in the games that were going to get released anyway. I could be wrong, but anyway, having said all of this, I will, as I've said before, buy both of these new boxes, because this is what I do. This is my hobby, and I'm more than happy to buy a new version with Uber power in it. I won't buy the Slims just for the sake of buying the Slims, although I probably would have done in the past, but now that they're actually giving us an iteration that's more powerful, I'll wait and hold off for that, and I'll get that one. Really, really excited, though, that the Neo is going to come before Christmas. I'm really hoping that's the fact, and that's why they're having the press conference now. I'll be really excited about that, because I don't think we're going to see the Scorpio until pre-Christmas next year, because that would be exact timing for them to hit the holiday season and all the rest of it. So I think they want a year's head start on Xbox. So we'll see, but we'll see. So there you are. It's probably a slightly shorter rambling than normal. I say rambling, it was more of a moan, wasn't it, really? But yeah, I mean, that was really all that kind of popped into my head to talk about. In general, I just think to summarise, I believe that the leaking of any material should be banned and anyone shot who does it. All right. Tally-ho. Yeah, for me, I could do without it. I love seeing the big events. I love seeing, I mean, we never see anything at an event that takes us by surprise anymore because of this very thing. So I'd really like them to sort of clamp down on it and really, really have it as a massive sort of, it's just really a massive rumour and with no idea until the day kind of thing at the very worst. And then you go, yes, So the odd rumour bouncing around I can deal with, but actual leaking of information does my head in. So there you are, that's my rambling for today. I'm not going to blab on about anything else because that's what was rattling around in my brain for the last few days, and that's exactly what I was going to talk about today. It has been an honour and privilege serving for you again, and I shall see you all next time. Take it easy, folks. Bye.